Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to this live system driven machine masterclass. I'm your host, Jane Baylor. We won't be taking up too much of your time today, and my plan is that everything we say is going to be helpful and super interesting. So make sure you eliminate the distractions and really focus on what I'm going to say, as my intention is to create huge value for you. So let's get straight into it. So, this is a short masterclass for business owners, sector experts, and service providers who are looking for more 5 and 6 figure deals. To be clear, you're looking for a lifetime customer value that exceeds at least 10K in revenue. But depending on your business model and offer, you may be looking for 20K, 50K, 100K, or even a million or 2 million in investment or sales. Now, why is this a worthwhile goal? Well, the most important reason is that it gets much easier to scale a business when you're bringing in higher value deals and clients. You'll have a better life too. With high value clients, there's often less management and profit margins are increased. So, even if your target client revenue is currently at a lower level, I would definitely consider adding a premium or elite tier to your services and focusing on this as it will benefit your business in so many different ways. So, today we're going to tell you how to get there if you are somebody who sells your own services. Now, just a couple of things about today because we only have a limited time together. I won't have time to answer your questions live. However, please DM me afterwards or email me on jane@janebaylor.com and I'll be happy to respond. I'll also be providing you with a link later on if you want to jump on a call with me. But first, you may be wondering, why should I listen to you? I'm Jane Baylor, the Smart Connector, with over 2 decades of media and entertainment experience managing advertising and brand marketing agencies and working on major accounts for global market leaders such as Discovery Networks, Coca Cola, British Airways, and ITV. I haven't just talked the talk, I've also walked the walk as an entrepreneur, having also scaled and sold a 6 million turnover brand identity business to US Communications Group into public, quadrupling profits along the way. Now, how we did this was through repositioning our own offer and 10xing the value of our deals. And yes, this wasn't easy, but what wasn't so hard was making the right decisions that led to this outcome. So, just like you, I have sold consultancy and also agency services that are well into 6 figures. In fact, two of our deals had a value of £1 million each. So, if you're looking to land more and higher value clients, you're in the right place. So, what I'm going to talk about today is what it takes to set up a predictable, repeatable system to deliver you those juicy, high value opportunities. Because without a system, you'll be adrift on choppy seas. If you put the source of your success in the hands of the social media giants, you're not in control. You're building your house on rented land, and the landlord can shut the door anytime they want or limit the number of visitors that cross the threshold, as it were. So, what we're going to start with is looking at the benefits of the usual tactics you may be deploying, such as networking, referrals, and posting, commenting, and reaching out on social media. And we're also going to look at the limitations of these approaches and what you could or should be doing instead that will make you more money while saving you hours of your valuable time. Because that's what it's all about, right? Time is money, as I don't need to tell you. When you're pouring yours into people who will never become paying clients, you're hustling for free. You already know you need and deserve more, and this short session will take you much closer to achieving that. So let's dive in and look at what you may be doing now and what may not be working quite as you'd like. We'll start with networking. Now, I'm a big fan of networking because I know that every service based purchase starts with a conversation. As conversations become relationships, know, like, and trust builds until you become the only choice for a client who is the perfect fit for you. Personally, I've acquired many clients through networking. In fact, this has often been my preferred route. However, there is a challenge with networking that we're going to look at now. Networking essentially puts you into a limited pool of prospects. And when you network in the same groups over and over again, what will happen is the law of diminishing returns will kick in. I've noticed this many times myself. If and when I join a new network, I often pick up a couple of clients right away because there will be people who are looking for exactly what I do. However, the pool of prospects does not refill fast enough for me to keep filling my pipeline from this activity alone. What happens is that of the people that are left, once I have told them what I do, they'll decide that they don't need what I offer, or maybe they're already working with someone else who is guiding them on the areas I am also an expert in. And this is absolutely no reflection on me. It's simply that the pool has been created. It's a mixed one and it's not been built with my exact needs in mind. Just like you, my services are not for everyone. Some people are not your people. Those who come to networking events with a problem like a big tax bill, for example, and whose main concern is how to save tax, will not just start looking for help with brand marketing and messaging because I'm there and I put the opportunity in front of them, right? It's like being at a party and looking for a date. Some people you talk to will be married. Some will be gay, as is assuming that you're heterosexual, of course. Some people will not be attracted to you or maybe fresh out of another relationship and not looking to start anything new, even if they do like you, and so on. You always have to consider the quality of the networking pool and the potential fit between you and others within it. And the problem with networking is that you will be up close and personal with people, investing your time, developing relationships, and having conversations, even if those people are completely the wrong fit for your services and unlikely to ever become clients of yours. Now, the other reason networking can be hit and miss when it comes to getting clients is that it's full of sellers, not buyers. And buyers don't need to build relationships with people in the same way that sellers do. They can browse online, decide they do or don't like what they see there, and then reach out to you at a time and in a way that suits them. And that's mostly what they do. I mean, that's certainly what I do when I buy services. How about you? So, yes, by all means, keep networking as it does have value, but you'll need to supplement it with a faster and more efficient way to build a pipeline of high caliber prospects who will actually convert into high value clients. Okay, so now we're going to look at referrals. Referrals are a very popular way of generating business in the B2B space, and especially for consultants. In fact, when many of my clients come to me, they often report that as much as 80% of their business has come from referrals. However, relying on referrals for the majority of your income can seriously limit your reach and growth potential. Why? Because your client base is restricted to your existing network, which may not hold the best opportunities for you. When referrals are peer acquired, you can get income, yes, but you're not in control. The opportunities may be bitty, short term, or just the type of work that you're trying to leave behind. You're taking a reactive rather than a proactive stance to the growth of your business. So, depending on referrals alone is a major factor that leads to inconsistent income. You're in the hands of others, and so you're likely to experience periods of high demand followed by dry spells. So basically, there's a lack of control over the volume and quality of work being generated. You're at the mercy of others when you depend on referrals, and their willingness to refer you may fluctuate depending on how much effort you're putting into the relationship and what their competing sources of attention are. Of course, what this means is that when you get busy, their interest wanes. Then you go into that boom bust, feast or famine roller coaster, and if that sounds familiar, that may be the reason why. Just like networking, referrals can be great, but please don't expect these twin strategies to build your business significantly beyond where it is now, because they just won't unless you hustle all day, every day. And I don't know about you, but personally, I would rather be delivering great work to my clients than sat in the hustle seat from the moment I start work until end of play. Now we're going to look at posting on social media and not just posting, but the three-pronged strategy of posting, liking, and commenting on other people's posts. In other words, the social aspect of social media that actually generates reach and results. Now, personally, I love social media because I'm a creative, socially inclined sort of a person and I'm always brimming with ideas. Plus, I'm quite opinionated, so rarely a day goes by when I can't find something to say and drum up some engagement. I've acquired over 16,000 followers on LinkedIn by doing this, 4,000 on my Facebook group, and my Smart Connector podcast is in the top 2.5% globally across all categories, with thousands of downloads every month. I probably spend around an hour a day at most on social media. So I think for this relatively minimal effort, that's a pretty good result. And as with many things, of course, consistency counts. One problem with social media, though, is that the platforms reward you for engagement. So if you're the kind of person who just posts something and then runs off to get on with your day without liking, commenting, or engaging on other people's content, then your content will get shown to less people and eventually you'll feel like hardly anyone is responding to your efforts. Now, what people sometimes do to get around this is form engagement pods. However, the problem with this is that if you are commenting frequently on somebody else's content and they on yours, you'll be shown more and more of that type of content. And this can sabotage your chance of success because really you should either be liking, commenting on, and sharing posts from people who are or could be your clients instead, or engaging with peers in your space so that their audience starts to notice and engage with you too. So the bottom line is the more time you spend on social media, the more success you'll have. And this is a real problem for most business owners and sector experts because actually what you really want to be doing is spending less time on social media and more time building and developing your own business instead of the business of the platforms you're sitting on. Think of it like building your house on rented land. You don't own the environment, the algorithm, or the audience. They do. However, all of this shifts once you take people off social media and into your world. So, getting a system to do that is exactly what we're going to look at now. Essentially, what you need if you're selling 5 and 6 figure deals is not paid ads that will put your valuable product or service in front of hundreds or even thousands of people because you don't need hundreds or thousands of clients. If you're selling services, you just need a few of the right ones showing up consistently week in, week out. People who you didn't meet at a networking event or through referrals. And this is called a cold audience because you're new to them. And to get that leverage and scale, you have to consistently build relationships with new people rather than just swim around in that same old goldfish bowl. Unless business owners have come from corporate environments and experienced the power of systemization at first hand, they have a natural tendency to do things in a slightly ad hoc and random way. Unfortunately, this does mean your results, as we've already looked at, will vary too, and you won't get that predictability that will allow you to grow your business to the level that you'd like. So, now what we're going to look at is why and how systems can work to scale your business and deliver you more of the right opportunities to fuel your growth. Systems provide a structured and organized approach to managing marketing and operations, which leads to increased efficiency, reduced risk, better customer experience, improved profitability, and sustainable growth. And businesses that invest in well designed systems are more likely to thrive in competitive markets compared to their rivals. You may even be someone who advises clients on high performance systems for themselves, but the chances are that if you're here, you're feeling on the back foot when it comes to a high performing marketing system for yourself. And here's the problem: you've been bombarded with all sorts of client getting tactics from so many different angles that you simply have no idea who to listen to or who to believe. You may have invested in services or training that have not yielded you the results you wanted. You may have struggled with the tech or just hit a stumbling block that seemed too hard. For example, you may just feel you are not a talented writer or a speaker or a performer, and you see others confidently navigate challenges like that, and you think, I can't do that. So then you go back to what you know best: networking, referrals, and posting on social media, the laborious and low leverage building of relationships that require your physical presence or in person conversations, even though they haven't proved reliable in terms of growth for your business. Because of this, you may also be reluctant to spend money, so you try to figure out everything yourself. And here's the problem with that: you either need to be guided by experts who know what they're doing because they do it all the time and learn the required skill set from them, or you need to delegate and outsource to people who do this all the time too and who have proven results they can share with you. It's always important to remember that trial and error may seem safe because you're preserving your capital, but it's actually very high risk compared to paying for the right help, and it's far too easy to crash and burn while you learn. If you go it alone without a roadmap, you'll either be stuck in what I call the wild west of marketing services, where you really have no idea how to instruct, evaluate, or assess the performance of your marketing suppliers, or you'll be diving into tactics that might be wrong for your business season. And by that, I mean the actual stage and type of business that you have. Of course, no one's going to get everything right from day one. And even if you do get the right help, all this means is that you will get there faster, not that you will not make mistakes along the way. However, getting there faster and enjoying yourself at the same time is something many people find the much better option. So if you like the sound of this too, remember to reach out at the end of this session and get in touch. Now, whichever route you choose will require some investment of money as well as time. But one thing that many people seem to have forgotten these days is that building a business was never meant to be cheap or free. Online and consulting businesses have their cost alongside offline businesses. And if you think everything you need out there is for free, your business will run the risk of underperforming. And it will take you so long for you to reach your goals that you'll also run the very real risk of crashing and burning before you even get there. So if your budget is limited and you're willing to grow at a slower pace, you should learn the skill set of systemized scaling yourself. The key decision is whether to save your money and spend your time, or spend your money and save your time. And this is not a decision that I can make for you. It is something that you alone will know the answer to. The benefit is that once you have that skill set, it will compound over the years, giving you ever increasing value compared to you hiring freelancers or agencies. The downside, of course, is that you have to invest your time into learning it. And for many experts, that's a step too far. It's always worth considering your zone of genius. In other words, what comes naturally to you, and asking yourself whether your time is better spent getting better at what you do best or acquiring a skill set that's doable, affordable, and practical for the profile of person that you are. If you have more funds to invest, you should consider investing in done for you services, which will get you there quicker without taking up a lot of your valuable time. Here at the Smart Connector, we offer both routes. And again, this depends on the season of your business and the resources at your disposal. So if you want to find out more, we'll give you a link at the end of this masterclass to book a complimentary call with myself or a member of my team, and we can look at the exact route that will be right for you. So now let's get into the juicy details of how to systemize your success through getting exactly the right prospects into your world and nurturing them until they're ready to buy from you and only you. So, our system starts off with a lead magnet, and that is in the form of a report or a free guide that specifically addresses a big and important problem that your ideal prospect is facing right now. By downloading this, people will also agree to opt into your communications. Now, you may think that this is easy to do, but in fact, so many people get this wrong because they haven't been guided through the process of creating one that is so compelling and relevant that it literally smacks your dream clients between the eyes and they immediately think, yes, I need this. If you were to send this out as a message and an invitation to a cold audience, in other words, people who had no prior knowledge of you, and ask them to opt in to receive this free guide, most of them would ignore your message because they're thinking, the last thing I want to do is to be spammed by someone I don't even know. And at this point, even if your guide looks relevant and valuable, they're still going to be wary about giving away their contact information. So, what we do is we make a video to explain the reasons why they need this guide in a way that makes them think this is a no brainer and whoa, it's even free. And then they gladly opt in and feel excited about its arrival. And then, after reading it and seeing your video, they become excited to find out more. And now, because they've opted in, they're in your system, and you have the chance to develop the relationship and guide them through a series of small steps that allows them to go deeper and understand more about this problem that they've been struggling with but have been unable to find the answer to. And this is called an attraction campaign because it is a campaign. And it works really, really well because instead of you reaching out and trying to sell to an indifferent audience in person, your prospects are being put in charge. They go at their own pace. They're in the driving seat, deciding when, where, and how to consume your content. And because it's been delivered in a meaningful and relevant way, they start to enjoy and look forward to their further interactions with you, even if in reality this is just a one-way interaction. You can be going about your business secure in the knowledge that your system, not you, is building this relationship on autopilot, all the way to a purchase. Not all the way to a purchase, of course, but to the point where your dream prospects actively want to engage in person. So, in terms of developing that relationship, as you'll probably already know, only 3% of your audience will be ready to buy at any given time. 17% will be in information gathering mode. 20% will know they have a problem but have not really taken steps to address it. And 60% will be problem unaware. In other words, they do have the problem that you solve, but they haven't yet been able to think about how they might approach a solution. And by getting them into your world and maintaining connection through a cascade of meaningful online communications, you'll move them progressively closer towards becoming a paying client of yours and ensure that there are no holes in your process that allows them to drift away and lose interest. Through a system like this, you'll build know, like, and trust on autopilot and without having to show up in person until your client knows they want what you do and that you are the best choice for them. Anyone who doesn't have the problem you solve or doesn't want what you do will just drift away before they waste your precious time, making this an incredibly efficient and smart way of filtering out the wrong people while qualifying and bringing exactly the right ones to your door. So, now a very important part of this system is what happens after your prospects take action and book a call with you. Now, at this point, they already know what you do and why it is of benefit to them. They're drawn to you as opposed to others who offer something similar because you've presented your business in a way that is compelling and different. You will have packaged your services for success, and your system will impress with its professionalism and efficiency. So, once they book a call, they'll be sent us some more resources that they'll be invited to consume ahead of time. Again, you won't be selling to them. All the time, you'll just be adding value in terms of their understanding of the problem they have. And when people believe you understand their problem better than they understand it themselves, they'll automatically also believe that you have the solution they need. Putting your value into a system like this makes it shareable. So, this is ideal for B2B businesses where there are multiple influencers and decision makers, making it perfect for 5 and 6 figure deals. There's nothing worse than pre selling to someone who loves you and what you do, but when it comes to them representing you to others, All they are able to deliver is a watered down, generic version of your services that gets you immediately relegated to the also ran box alongside others who do something similar. Now, that's not fair, but it happens a lot. When you think about it, you are putting an unfair burden on their shoulders. They haven't been trained to sell what you do. They have probably only had one or two meetings, remember one or two things, but know that they feel good about you. Unfortunately, and as I'm sure you're aware, that is not enough to convince most decision makers to hire you. When you create content instead that's delivered through an accessible, shareable system, it puts you in control of how your offer is communicated. Others will receive your message in its glorious, undiluted form, and they will be far more likely to pay attention as a result and get excited about you too. Now, everyone who opts in will be scooped up and in your list. And at this point, you will continue to nurture those who are not ready to buy, which is like popping up and saying hello with some new value bombs from time to time. And if you want to enhance this activity still further, hypercharge it if you like, you can use a VA or virtual assistant to maintain contact on social media and like and comment on your prospects' posts, thus completing your system driven machine. Well, that's it for now. So thank you so much for showing up and staying until the very end. I'm Jane Baylor, your host, and I'd love to get to know you better. I'm offering a complimentary call with myself or a member of my team to talk about how you can create a scalable system for growth into your business too. On this call, we'll advise you whether you should be looking to create an end to end marketing and sales system yourself, and if so, what's the right approach given the current stage of your business, or whether a fully done for you option is the best choice, and if so, what that could look like too. If you feel you have something in place already and you want our feedback as to why it may not be delivering you the results you want and need, we'd be happy to offer this too. So go ahead, book your call. Spaces are limited, so jump on it before they go. The link is here on the slides and in the event chat. But if you have any challenges booking at a time that works for you, just reach out to me on your favorite social media platform or email me on jane@janebaylor.com and we'll schedule something in. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much again for your time today, and I really look forward to speaking with you soon. Bye for now.